What's going on, everybody? Mark Shildroth back here again. Episode 2 of the BJ Show. We made it to episode 2, Mark.
I know.
Yeah. If you're joining us for the first time, which could entirely be because we don't know what the status of the first episode is, this is the official video show / podcast of BatterJoystick.com, the website that we write for, which you should check out. Again, I'm Mark Shildroth, at Mark Shilly on Twitter. Check me out. Joining me, handsome man, new best friend in the whole wide world, video game enthusiast, and incorrigible Mark Tour.
Always.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm feeling good. I gotta be honest with you. It feels like absolutely no time since we recorded the first episode.
I know, right?
No time has passed at all.
The exact same feeling in my testicles.
I feel like we might have been wearing the same shirts last time, which is weird.
No, I don't do laundry.
Oh, right. Yeah, me neither.
I live out. If you actually go out the front door and to the left, there's a dumpster, or as I like to call it, home.
Obviously.
Yeah. So I can just go change there.
Also, if you wash your clothes, they lose their good luck.
Yeah, it's true.
Want to talk about games?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, it's my idea to start up the episode this week. Is my idea. So I'm saying we're counting down our top 3 underrated favorite games from last generation because, as we're going to address later in this episode, that's what you
underwhelming.
It's underwhelming. This gen is underwhelming for us, so we're going to focus on the last gen. So I'm going to start because I didn't give you as much time.
You good sir.
Okay, so my number 3 underrated game from last gen. And by the way, we should declare what undeclared or underrated means to us. I want to say
been drinking. Sorry,
a little bit. It could be a game that didn't sell very well. Maybe it should have sold more than it did. Maybe critics didn't like it. But more in general, just that society doesn't love it. Like, not a lot of people played it. So anyway, so number 3 for me is Bulletstorm. I love Bulletstorm. And that is a game that I don't think nearly enough people played. And I basically, since it came out, I've been telling everybody that I know to play this game, and nobody wants to play this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of the title or the box art or whatever, or because they're just sick of shooters, but like, it's a game that is awesome, and people should play Bulletstorm. I know you like this game as well.
I loved it, but I took it for what it was.
Right, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's like a Michael Bay film where you just kind of, you know what, turn your brain off.
Exactly.
Go, have fun. And you do, and you're throwing things up in the air with your little whip, and you're blowing shit up, and
kicking stuff in the face. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. You're fighting really weird looking monsters, skyscraper side. It's just stupid fun, and I loved it.
When the game came out, I kept telling people, it's like if Duke Nukem came out today. And Duke Nukem did come out today and was terrible. So now I say that it's like Duke Nukem if Duke Nukem didn't suck. Like that is what this game is. And it's so much fun. It's totally stupid, but not in like the gross stupid way that Duke Nukem is. And like the guns are awesome. And like basically, if you haven't played the game, because that's why we're talking about it, you might not have played it. It's a first person shooter. Basically, kind of looks like a colorful version of Gears of War. And basically, the whole core mechanic of the game is that you get points based on how creatively you kill everything around you. So you'll be in a level and you'll have a gun that shoots like a chained bola, and like it goes around somebody's neck and blows their head off, or then or you like kick somebody into like a poison plant that eats them, or into like a plane. And it's totally awesome. You have to play this game. Everybody, number 3 underrated game for me, Bulletstorm. Get out and get it.
It's actually one of the bargain bin buys in one of the
articles.
That's
that's how I knew you bought it.
You can get the link, and it's really cheap right now. I advise that if you just want some good fun.
Yeah. It's $20 on Steam, but if you get it on sale, because there's always Steam sales, you can easily get it for like $5.
Just go to Walmart. I'm sure it's in the bargain bin somewhere.
Definitely check it out. One of your picks, Mark, go.
I would have to say, well, my first. Are we counting down from like 3 to 1?
I was going to, but it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, well, my number 3 would be the Darksiders series.
Darksiders, okay.
It's a mash of different games.
Absolutely.
It really wears.
I only played the first one, but yeah.
Its influences are clearly on its sleeve.
Obviously.
It's very Zelda.
It's very Zelda. It's very God of War.
But I love the art style.
It's very WoW-ish, kind of like in like the big armor.
Yeah, it's kind of blocky, but enjoyable. The story is...
fine.
Oh, yeah, it's passable.
There's
totally nothing wrong with it. But I thought that there hasn't been a lot of kind of 3D action adventure in that sense. It was like Ocarina of Time.
Other than Zelda, you don't get a lot of Zeldas.
Yeah, so it was a darker version of that, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was...
Mark Hamill voices the creepy thing that like is your Navi.
Thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mark Hamill.
Oh, and whoever did Samael in the first one, bravo.
Is that the shopkeep guy?
No, he's the big red demon with upside down wings.
That you give him something to open something. It's a while since I've played Darksiders.
You free him, and you basically he gives you most of your missions for the first half of the game.
All right.
The lines his dialogue was fantastically written, I think, and the way he voiced it was absolute perfection for that character. So bravo to whoever the hell you are.
Definitely play Darksiders. Good pick. We don't know what's next for that series because the studio, like THQ, is gone, like the publisher.
Yeah, completely gone.
I'm pretty sure
that's proving it was underrated.
See, I wish I didn't bring this up now because I don't know who has the rights to Darksiders now, but I think they're working on a third one. Maybe not. Who knows?
See. We'll see. The problem was Darksiders was the one good game THQ had because for the most part the rest of it sucked. Prove me wrong.
Company of Heroes is okay. I don't play it, but I know people like those.
Well, I think that's the problem right there. No one played it.
True. It's it's fair enough. There's other THQ stuff that's okay. But it's not coming to the top of my dome right now. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh yeah, South Park was theirs too, which is coming out finally in like a month, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, that should be exciting.
Anyway, back to number 2 for me, everybody. Yeah. Number 2, the Prince of Persia reboot. Now, I think it came out in 2008, and basically, backing up slightly, everybody loved Sands of Time and that trilogy, like last gen, last gen, like PS2 gen.
It was the opposite of the Star Wars first trilogy, where it was like everyone loved the first one,
right?
And then the second one no one liked, and then
chronologically it's the same.
Do you think no one liked? I thought Empire Strikes Back was the best.
Oh,
one.
That's definitely the best one.
Yeah, but it's the opposite.
Very very quickly, we're gonna sidestep here. Okay. Rank the Star Wars movies right now from best to worst. I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
The correct order is 5. Yeah. I'm talking episode numbers 5, 4, 6, 1, 3, 2. Your turn.
Really?
That's mine. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the first 3 are right.
I know everybody doesn't like episode 1, but I think it's better than most people do.
No. Oh God. 5.
2 is by far the worst.
Are you kidding me?
It's by far the worst.
No. 1 is by far the worst.
Okay, fine. Agree to disagree. We have other things to go on. Just what?
All right. So it's 5, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1.
That's okay. I'll allow it.
Thank you, sire.
Fine. Okay. Oh, anyway, Prince of Persia. So everybody loves Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and the other one, the second one, which I don't remember what it is.
2 Thrones or something.
Something like that. Yeah. I didn't play any of those games at the time. I had a GameCube, which I was playing.
They were so good.
I know they were really really good. But then basically they rebooted it. In the middle years of this past gen, so it was cell shaded in a totally different thing. It wasn't all about like reversing time anymore. The combat was only one-on-one, and I loved this game, and not enough people played it.
I played it.
Oh, you did play it? Okay, good. Yeah, I found it in a bargain bin at the time for like $19 at Walmart, and I think more people should have played that game. It's awesome, and it didn't sell, so we'll never get another continuation of that. They went back to Forgotten Sands crap since then.
I agree with you, but I feel like they kind of fumbled the ball.
Okay, sure.
The fact that the one-on-one combat was a cool idea.
I liked it. It was kind of more like a fighting game.
It was on a basic level. It was really fun, but there was not enough depth to it.
I don't know how much like mobile gaming you do, but for me, what it reminds me of is Infinity Blade.
That's a good game.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what the combat in Prince of Persia reboot reminded me of, except without the swiping, obviously.
I don't know. I have a sense that console gaming should have a bit more depth.
That's fair. I think a lot of people agree with you.
When you're walking around with a mobile system, you're also using your legs and trying not to walk into the street and get hit by a car. But it didn't have enough depth. It was really interesting. I did have a problem with Nolan North voicing. It didn't seem right.
Didn't like him.
He's a great voice actor.
I love him, but
he seemed out of place. And the fact that you couldn't die.
True, you can't die. Yeah, the Elika, whatever, she scoops you out of death's door every time.
It's essentially doing the same thing, but it still felt like kind of a cheat, even though it really didn't affect me.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, a couple things I did like about that game, though. It was gorgeous, like totally pretty,
sure.
totally.
The cell shading was perfect.
And like basically, like there was 4 worlds you can go to. You could do them in any order that you wanted right from the beginning. I thought that was cool. And I really, really liked like just it was more focused about like the platforming side of it, and I'm interested to see what Ubisoft does with the series next, because they're in no rush to get another Prince of Persia out, because they've got Assassin's Creed making them a ton of money, Rayman's good, they've got the Splinter Cell's doing okay for them, they've got the Division is on the way, they've got Far Cry is obviously making them a ton of money. They did make another Prince of Persia, but I'm saying if that game wasn't really well received either, so I don't think they have to rush anything else. So I'm interested to see what they do next. Your next pick, Mark, go.
My next pick would be Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend is a good pick as well. Sure. That actually relates back to our last episode.
Yeah, it goes back to my man crush of Tim Schafer.
Tim Schafer.
The world is fantastic. The soundtrack is bloody amazing.
It's awesome.
And the gameplay is creative. It's funny. Like you have belly laughs playing a game, which never happens.
Yeah, that game's good.
And once again, you can find that in the bargain bin, and I cannot believe that more people didn't.
Yeah, it was in the Humble Bundle as well.
Yeah, in the Humble Bundle.
Yeah,
it astonishes
me. I like that game well enough. I didn't really dig the real time strategies parts of it, like where you do the big battles and the stuff. I was more hoping that it would, like, I played the demo like originally, and in the demo you don't do any of the real time strategy stuff. It's more just like a straight up hack and slash kind of thing. Right. But I love Jack Black's stuff in it. I love like the sound, the whole just metal world is awesome.
The Hot Rod was
the Hot Rod's awesome.
Absolutely,
and I love the idea of like getting like kind of like similar to like a Zelda game or whatever, where you get the songs that do different stuff that you rock. That's awesome.
And, like, your rock affects the world. See, that's just the like out of the box.
It's really creative.
I really like to see.
Yeah, it's really creative.
So that one is definitely my number 2.
Okay, number 1. This might be the only one we disagree on. I'm hoping that we will.
Okay.
This is a curveball.
My confrontational prick.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
Makes for good YouTubes. My number 1 game, underrated game. Everybody should play this immediately. DJ Hero. Boom. That game is awesome.
All right, we do have a problem. What the hell are you talking
DJ Hero is the best rhythm game.
You're going to have to sell a lot harder than that. What are you talking
It's
about?
amazing. It's so good. Okay, I'm going to defend this game to the day I die, because nobody plays it. Nobody gives a shit.
I might kill you.
Nobody cares about DJ Hero. Nobody cares about DJ Hero. I play guitar.
Or should they?
You know, it's awesome. So it's basically the Guitar Hero formula, except like it's a turntable, so it's a totally different like interface. And I thought the soundtrack was awesome, because it wasn't just songs you knew, because they were mashed up in interesting ways specifically for the game. And like, I understand that it hit at the absolute worst time, because everybody was sick of Rock Band by that point, and everybody was sick of Guitar Hero at that point. But like, for me, like, it's a much more manageable plastic piece of shit that you have to have in your house, this little thing. Yeah. And I still have it. My DJ Hero turntable broke because I bring the beat that hard, so I can't play it anymore. But DJ Hero 1 and 2, you should get out there and get it. They were gonna make a third one that was gonna have Skrillex in it, but it got canceled. And then when they canceled Guitar Hero 6,
thank God,
everybody should play DJ Hero.
Either the Geneva Convention prevented.
What is wrong with DJ Hero?
I was thinking more Skrillex.
Okay, Skrillex is okay.
The fact that there's a game willing to have Skrillex on its soundtrack,
and Daft Punk
basically means it's a game that should not exist.
And Daft Punk, those are great stuff.
I like
Daft
hate. Punk.
Don't hate.
I'm hating on Skrillex.
And Deadmau5 was in the second one.
I don't mind Deadmau5.
He's all right, and there was some sweet hip hop in there,
too, which is awesome.
Yeah, he was. He's a good man.
What do you mean he was? Is he dead?
No, yeah, he was in the second game, so he is Canadian. He is alive. Okay.
Awesome. All right.
Long live Deadmau5.
We're trying to spread a compromising and open-minded.
No, we're not. Tell me what's wrong with DJ Hero.
It's DJ Hero.
What's wrong?
Because it's a rhythm game with something that really isn't an instrument. I'm not sure if you know what DJs do.
Snap. Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's a turntable.
Okay.
And I'm probably wrong, but I can't help but feeling that I don't like that kind of music. Do you know what? It is just my personal view.
That's fine.
I think that music is total garbage, and I don't want to jiggy a plastic thing while I have to listen to that crap.
Fine. But anyway, underrated game. Everybody should play DJ Hero, and it's awesome.
Okay, sure.
Number 1.
Number 1 for me. It's not so much that it did poorly. It got good reviews, but it didn't get as far out there as I wanted to. And it was an Xbox arcade game.
Hit me.
Mark of the Ninja.
That's a good game.
It is a good game.
I don't know if I think you're right. Like, a lot of people love that game. Critics love that game, but I don't think enough people played that game. No, so I will allow it again.
It's once again, you can play it on your PC. It's $10 on Steam, and it's, I think, the best stealth game I played in years.
Yeah, I'm shit at stealth games. Like, and I love that game. It's awesome.
It's fantastic. It's not like hyper real. Obviously, you're a magical ninja.
And being 2D really like just like cuts everything down to like the bare necessities.
But
it's focused.
That's a great word for it. It's focused, and I have enjoyed being a predator in the dark. To sound really pretentious,
it's awesome.
You feel.
I like that you choose your loadout before the levels or whatever. You go, this time I'm going to track caltrops.
Yeah, or like I've gotten through entire levels scaring people.
There you go.
It's just it's one of those great games. I'm sure I talked about this before, where it's they give you the tools and they say, see what you can do. They kind of send you out, and I love that.
It's awesome.
They don't try and force you down a certain path of gameplay.
There you go.
Like as opposed to story. A lot of people funnel story wise, but it's when they give you that opportunity to enter the gameplay aspect. Like a free kind of playground feel.
Right. They're a great studio. Clay, they did that game as well as they did the Shank 1 and 2, and they did Don't Starve recently, which is one of my indie essentials, which is a series you should check out on batterjoystick.com. So those are our lists of the top 3 underrated games. Let us know what you think in the comments below on YouTube, because I realize we're on YouTube and we can do that. We can say, hey, let us know what you think.
Yeah. Okay. Not that we care, but you know what? Voice your opinion.
I care.
It's democracy.
I care. Oh, DJ Hero is still really awesome.
All right. He says we care, but his opinion also says that he likes DJ Hero, so take it with a grain of salt.
Whatever. It's going to be awesome.
That's going to be a point of contention for a while.
Yeah, I may have done myself in.
A little bit of harm there.
Okay, so another thing we wanted to talk about today.
Well, the reason that we're focusing on last gen games right now and
Absolutely
why you should go revisit some of the overlooked
that segue.
gems.
Look at us go.
Yeah, I know, right? We're getting good at this.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Is because both Mark and Mark.
That's me. I'm the second one.
Yeah, have decided always second.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kidding. I'm always behind.
2 is bigger than 1.
We've decided that the arrival of the current generation has been surprisingly underwhelming.
To say the least, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you were telling me you just purchased a PS4.
I got a PS4. I ordered a PS4 day 1, and I got it for Christmas. Like, basically, my mom, I'm 30 almost, but my mom bought me a Christmas present. She said, hey, what do you want for Christmas? I said a PS4. She says to me, okay, cool. And then the day is coming closer, and I know she hasn't bought it yet, that it's coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to order it myself and just, wrap it, and then she'll give it to me at Christmas. That's what we do. I open it at Christmas. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. I play Killzone. I play Assassin's Creed. But, I cannot be bothered to give a shit about that system right now. As far as, actually really, really spending a ton of my time with it. And, I mean...
how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel... weird. It makes me feel weird, to say the least. It's not, the games are okay. They're not great. There's no the killer app right now. I mean, for me, that's infamous down the road. But I don't know. I have Assassin's Creed and I have Killzone, and they're both good. Killzone is meh, but it looks really awesome, and Assassin's Creed looks meh, but it plays totally awesome. So, but then I'm just sitting there and I have PS Plus, and then on PS Plus they give Devil May Cry on PS3, and they give BioShock Infinite on PS3, and I'm like, well, I'd rather be playing those games.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there on Steam, and there's all these games from the Steam sale and all these Humble Bundle games that I have, and I'm playing them instead. I don't know what it is.
So do you think it's just a lack of third-party games?
It's not even just third-party games, it's everything. I know, okay, even if I'm still in this me PS4 stage, by the time Infamous comes out, I'm going to force myself to play that game because I know that it's best for me. So
it's good for the soul.
Yeah, so that's what I'm really excited for Destiny. I know it's going to be awesome, and I'm hoping that some friends of mine will want to play with it.
I can't get excited about
We've already talked about this before. This is when we first met.
An in-depth conversation.
Yeah, you think it's just Borderlands.
I think it's a very pretty version of Borderlands.
Okay.
But it's also the mass multiplayer aspect. It never really spoke to me in any kind of fashion. But I know you're excited for it, and for very good reason. I'm not if you're excited about Destiny, I'm not saying that you don't know video games. It's a really cool video game,
right?
But it's just not for me. It's not up my alley.
That's fair enough. What are you excited for, though?
I'm excited for Titanfall.
Titanfall does look good.
Extremely hypocritical, but it's in my view, Titanfall is what Call of Duty multiplayer wants to be, but Call of Duty's kind of bound by
having to be Call of Duty,
being Call of Duty, whereas Titanfall is we can jump 20 meters, that's cool, and you have these giant tech mechs, and the 2 levels of you can be Tex-Mex, the tech mechs or whatever.
No, you said it right the first time. It just made me think of Texas Mexican food.
That sounds delicious.
We should get
food after this.
Anyway, we're gonna do that.
The big bots versus
the Titans.
The Titans versus the little
they
mobile pilots. That's I don't know. I think that's an interesting, and that the fact that it's only multiplayer, I think is really interesting. Although I did read an article saying that they're having trouble marketing it because it's multiplayer only.
I cannot imagine how that's a problem.
I don't understand it either, because that's what most people get Call of Duty for anyway.
I mean, Battlefield would be better without the single player in it. Like, that's what it used to be, and then Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 both had single player, and they're both trash, so... Like, I mean, but the multiplayer is awesome, like, when it works.
But really, like, you know those TV spots they have? When have you ever really been swayed by a TV spot?
Never. I've never been ever swayed by a TV spot in my life.
I can't either. Like, even the games that I'm already gonna buy.
Right. Yeah.
I look at the commercial and
you head to a site like BatterJoystick.com, and that's where you find all the news about the games that you want to play.
Right. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm nailing this.
And
Don't worry about it.
You're here to keep me in line.
You're the looks.
Oh, you're too charming. But the point is, like, even if you are decided that you could have the pre-order. You look at that commercial and be like, what the hell is it? What? Yeah. There's no gameplay. It's just some guy like swashbuckling.
True enough. Yeah.
And so like no one's ever really been swayed, I don't think, by that kind of.
Regardless, Titanfall looks awesome.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. I'm excited to play it. Anything else? We got I'll name off a couple games that I'm thinking of. Okay, we got The Division, which looks decent. I think it looks cool. It's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah, if it works, it looks really good.
That's the thing.
Obviously, the big one that we haven't mentioned is Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
So.
It looks just so Ubisoft though.
That's another thing I want to talk about sometime, is that Ubisoft games are starting to look a lot alike.
Well, let's talk about it.
Well, we can do that right now, I think. Basically, for me, okay, you get a game. Okay, I'm backing up again. Mm-hmm. Ubisoft has a bunch of different series, right? Yeah. So you got your Splinter Cell or your Tom Clancy stuff.
Yeah.
You've got your Assassin's Creed, which is their big money thing. Mm-hmm. Then you have your Far Cry. All of these most recent games, maybe not keeping Splinter Cell slightly different, but to me, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Watch Dogs share way too many of the same systems to be like super, super interested in.
Well, I agree, but I wouldn't count Far Cry. I would say that Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed, and Watch Dogs are all doing the same kind of like stealth.
Okay.
Especially Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell right now. They do have that like self-regulatory difficulty where it's like you can play it like this. This is the way it's supposed to be played, but if you screw up, you still, for whatever reason, can kill 20 guys in a second.
Fair enough.
And especially during Splinter Cell, I've said this before, I'm sure to you, I'd stop the game if I'd screwed up perfect stealth.
Obviously.
And I'd have to start over myself.
A lot of people play that way.
Yeah, hence the word self-regulation. But it kind of felt weird because it's when you didn't do it that way, it felt like cheating, but you'd still beat the game.
Right.
But I feel like that's a common thing amongst Ubisoft games.
For me, I totally understand where you're coming from. But for me, it's more like, okay, I play Assassin's Creed 2 and those, like the trilogy there, and those were awesome. I liked all those games. Assassin's Creed 3, I was like I didn't love it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I preferred the previous games.
You don't like Connor though. Sorry.
Yeah, go on. It's fine. Then Assassin's Creed 4 comes in, and I had just played a ton of Far Cry 3, and then as I'm getting into Assassin's Creed 4 a lot, it's doing a lot of the same stuff. Like, hey, you better kill this shark if you want this wallet. Or like, it's not a wallet in Assassin's Creed 4. It'd be like, you want your ship upgrades, you have to do this and that. Yeah. And then I'm feeling that Watch Dogs might be the same. And then I'm sitting here as I'm already playing Assassin's Creed, and I'm like, I don't know if this feels new enough for me that I would rather do this in Assassin's Creed than I would do it in like Far Cry, which is where like it was exposed to me for the first time. So now, but what I really wished, and I know that this is all self-regulatory as well, but for me, like, I'm sitting there playing Assassin's Creed, I obviously have to try to do these things, even though I could totally avoid them. I mean, they're just like bonus things that I don't necessarily need, but the fact that they're there right in front of my face makes me feel like I need
your
to do
OCD demands.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And so,
but even you have the cell phone hacking in Watch Dogs, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Even the graphics on screen looked very Animus-like.
I totally agree. I've long held the theory that the universes are connected.
Oh, that'd be kind of interesting. If they pulled that around, that would justify it and make it kind of cool.
The only reason I don't think that that's like obviously the case is because if Watch Dogs would have come out last year, then there would have been like Assassin's Creed 4 and Watch Dogs happening like at the same time, like in our world.
Yeah.
And they were both like somehow like kind of the same game or whatever. Like I thought that would be kind of weird.
That would be kind of cool.
But see, the fact that we're even talking about them being connected in this way makes me feel like they're too similar.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there's probably going to be French Canadians in Watch Dogs.
Absolutely.
For some reason.
Absolutely.
They love doing that.
It's
Those
like
crazy
it's
boys
like
in
Chris
Montreal.
Nolan's movies where like you're there's all the awesome actors and then all the background actors are all like kind of like what? Like who are these people? And they're like trying to like speak like Americans, but they're obviously like British or something. Yeah. Love it. Go watch The Dark Knight.
It's a good movie.
All right, what's next? We're done with that. Okay,
No.
sorry. Do you have more to say about that?
Well, not really. Well, let's move on.
Okay.
My opinions are unformed and emotional.
Okay, we're moving on. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I've just started playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Revengeance is what it's called. Yeah, this is now to many people out there. This is an old game. It came out this time last year.
Yeah, it did.
But for us who cover mostly Steam, it just came out on Steam. And now I've only played about an hour of it. I'm not a huge Metal Gear fan, but I love Bayonetta, which is Platinum Studios' like last kind of like action-y type game. I know they did Wonderful 101, but that's not really the same to me. But I started playing Metal Gear, and I'm going to be reviewing it for the site, so you can look out for that. Probably sometime by the end of January, I'm hoping. And so far, initial impressions are it is fun. It is a ton of fun. Although it runs like garbage on my computer right now. But I got a new graphics card coming, so.
And then what happened?
And then, well, I was going to tell the whole story, but I got a graphics card in the mail and for my birthday, and then I put it in my computer, and my power supply isn't good enough, so I have to get a new power supply right after this.
It's all coming up Millhouse.
It's this PC gaming at its finest for me. But
well, I've only seen trailers and like gameplay snippets. It looks so over the top.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Does it own it?
It owns it. That's kind of the whole. Like, I mean, I've only played the first couple of levels, but like from what I understand, I mean, even Metal Gear owns its ridiculousness like on its sleeve. But this is well beyond what you would expect even from just a Metal Gear game. Right. So like, I mean. Okay, backing up slightly, Bayonetta, which was like an action game that Platinum did, or Vanquish, for example, is another game that they did. Like those games are totally ridiculous as well. But like if you take that kind of level of ridiculousness of like a Platinum game, and then you also add in like the verbosity and strange pretension of like a Metal Gear game, then you just have a weird little thing that you're looking at.
It looks kind of like pulpy, just so bad it's good movie.
It's awesome. Kind of it's totally awesome. And like I think the first thing you do is like you fight a giant Tyrannosaurus like Metal Gear, and you just like cut it in half. Spoiler alert for Metal Gear. And like it is a crazy little game. Look out for the review coming soon.
It doesn't really you don't see that often. I don't think in a lot of video games where it doesn't take itself so seriously.
That's something I would love to see more of. I would love to see a lot of more games taking themselves less seriously, or at least embracing like the silliness of the medium. That's why I like
Borderlands too.
Borderlands exactly is another example. Yeah.
Series. It's having as much fun as I am while I'm playing it.
That's what you want. I mean, like I understand why there was this like schism in like gaming where like it has to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Because at a time
you want to mature.
Yeah, it happens at a time when a lot of us gamers are getting older, and we want to be taken seriously as humans, despite the fact that we want to behave like children. Like, but the fun fact is though, even adults are children. Like I'm getting old now. I can tell you this: you never grow up. You're always an idiot, and it's a lie that you ever grow up. And so we don't need to.
Yeah, and Santa Claus isn't real.
Spoiler alert for that as well. Now we're sitting.
Spoiler alert: Santa Claus isn't
so real. we're sitting here and like. We don't need games to be taken seriously because like
they have beards now.
It's supposed to be fun, and it's going to be fun, and that's why I'm excited for a lot of games that are silly, like Broken Age, where there's barfing trees, and there's like Jack Black's character has a beard that wraps around his whole head. Like I mean, I haven't played it yet, but I'm gonna play it soon.
Rayman Legends.
Rayman Legends is one of my favorite games of last year.
Oh. It's fantastic, and it was just this kind of
like
Ubisoft
childlike
wonder game.
Exactly. I want more games to be totally silly and stupid.
I agree, and I feel like you could really you can go Salvador Dali with it, and just like, who cares? It's a game. Let's see how crazy we can get. I would love that.
Yeah, serious games can be serious, obviously. You get something like
it comes back to diversity.
Yeah, you want everything.
People are always saying this is the way to mature a medium, but the whole point is to branch it out and let it expand naturally, and that includes everything.
Absolutely.
Like in the movie industry, you have your summer blockbusters and you have your little art house films, and they're all great in their own way. But I think we have to stop trying to pigeonhole the whole industry into one direction and just let it fly, man. Anarchy rules.
Absolutely. That's as good a place as any to end it. Actually, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
So obviously for Mark and myself, we want to say thanks for watching episode 2 of the BJ Show. If you want to find us at batteredjoystick.com. That is the website that we work for, and you can find a lot of good stuff there. Look out for my Metal Gear review and something from Mark sometime.
And where can they send the hate tweets?
Obviously, they want to hate me at Mark Shealy. We're going to try to get Mark on Twitter as well sometime.
I'll get up there eventually, but I'm just be gentle.
Yeah, and in the meantime,
I'm a Twitter virgin.
Something I forgot to mention last episode was that we have an email address for podcast questions. If you would like to ask us a question, something that we can talk about, tell us how great we are, how crap we are. It doesn't even have to be about games. We talked about the Star Wars thing earlier.
Yeah.
Hit us up at podcast@batteredjoystick.com. Again, that's an email address, podcast@batteredjoystick.com. And we didn't talk about this beforehand. I'm saying first person that emails us with a question we use on the show, I'm sending them a game on Steam. So get on that shit right now.
Am I allowed?
No, you're not allowed.
God damn it.
The current company is excluded from this. But that's it.
Prejudice.
We want to thank you for watching.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
And we will catch you next time on the BJ Show.